The battle for LA is back for the first time in 3 years, and it did not disappoint. They didn't believe in the Valiant. God did. The match started with Seeker going ballistic on Antarctic Peninsula. He had multiple fights with 4+ final blows and the Valiant's 100-0 victory on Icebreaker. He dropped the bag on him. Liar ended the round with a great boop on Funny Astro to deny touch and beat. Kevster was doing air on the Sombra. Yaki was dead all day on Reaper. And where was Lastro? Did bro sleep in? I know you ain't trying to tell me that Babel is getting more done on Moira and Ana than Lastro would. It's just not real. The other rounds, however, did not go Valiant's way. On Labs, they ran it back with the Ramatra May, but Seeker was now on the Sombra. His Sombra wasn't bad, but compared to how he laid waste to everyone in his path the round prior, it was a tad underwhelming. They almost made a comeback on Labs, but in the end, they did not have the ult bank to hold on, and the Gladiators were able to come back and tie up the map. To end the map on sub level, we had a dive mirror, and let's just say the Cry Winston was a tad under leveled compared to Marvel's, and the Glads had the better Tracer Sombra Ace, which resulted in the purple team going 100-0 and starting the match up one map. On Numbani, Lastro was subbed in like he should be at all times, and some curious decisions were made by the Valiant. Seeker taking the Echo duel against Kevster after scraping by first point is not something I anticipated whatsoever. This was a map-long affair. Bro really wanted the mirror so much that he's taking Echo away from Nos, which I don't really understand. Anytime Valiant accepted the dive mirror, it was a tough look. They barely capped out every point in overtime, and Glads just rolled through their offense. Kev and Yaki had the DPS advantage, and even if Cry moved over to the D.Va for comfort, Marvel would completely control the tempo of the game, and Cry would get poked out before you could do anything. So now the Glads were up 2-0, and it was looking kind of over. Watch Point Gibraltar is where everything started to change. Although Valiant barely scuffled through their offense. I mean, Seeker only had 1 kill on the Widow duel the entire round. Without Marvel overextending on his first and second defense, there's a pretty solid chance that Glads actually 3-0 this series. But once it was time for Glads to attack, they let off the gas. They only had 2 elims on the half, and both of which were from Marvel. Kevster was hard focusing point all day, and despite Seeker being on Hanzo, Kai was shut out. He was on Kai like his beans on toast in the morning. Despite the enormous difference in damage, Cry actually played the better map from start to finish on Winston compared to Marvel. Taze on Days soldiers were not going to let this opportunity pass them by. It was their time to shine. On Esperanza, Seeker had more kills than all of the Gladiators combined. He had 17 final blows on the map. By Cry opening up on the Junker Queen, Valiant got the upper hand on the Glads Winston comp, which brought them right into the Valiant zone. Things devolved into a Ramatra mirror, and without Dante, the Glads looked like lost puppies roaming the streets of Portugal. Time after time, they were put in a pack by Seeker and co. The end total was 124 to 20 meters. Valiant played a great map, never forcing unneeded progress and constantly making the Satiators walk into their crosshairs, where they let their ults build up or get a pick and then explode on top of them. And with this map, we had a real potential reverse sweep coming into Legion. After this video, or even right now, I don't care. Go back and watch map 5. It is not possible to give it justice with highlights or words. The twists and turns in every round made this the most entertaining map of the year, and somehow once again Lastro was crucially absent. Control Center, the Ram May mirror map, the map you'd expect the Valiant to win, did not go their way. They had a sizable lead, but Seeker decided to run it down with Overclock, and he just fell over. It looked like there was a miscommunication with Liar and him using Beat, I'm not sure, but it was not pretty. After that, the round looked over. Valiant didn't have enough time to play through ults, and that was that. But then in the distance, a glimmer of hope. In the overtime, Cry jumped through hoops and bear traps to make it onto the point, charge up an empowered punch, and kill Kevster and Babel. It was a miracle, but the Gladiators just came back with a metric fuck ton of ults to win the round, but it was still a sight to behold. Then on Garden, Seeker started on the Sombra, but after Glads won the initial fight and with over 60% on EMP, he said fuck this dishonest garbage and went over to the Sojourn. But that's what makes him the GOAT. It paid him dividends. The Glads came into the final fight with a significant ult advantage, but the Connor McDavid of Overwatch shut them down with an opening pick on the Moira, and just in case that wasn't enough, he got 3 more to go. So to end the match, we had a 99-99 night market, as it should be. This one looked even more dusted for the Valiant. They got some early percentage, but after 3 fight losses in a row that included Bunny Astro getting 2 environmental kills, Seeker Ajaxing his overclock in a blizzard, and Valiant getting staggered like peak Overwatch 1 scrims, they came back barely in time to trigger OT on a poverty composition. The savior of this game was Liar. He had 5 kills in the final stretch, kept Valiant in control of the point, and built up a beat. He is the white boy Chio. He owns Liar Zhang Towers. I could not capture the true beauty of this match, but it was easily the most entertaining one of the year so far. The Valiant looked like a real threat. They know their composition, and they genuinely outplayed the Gladiators. This whole team had pop-off moments, even if I didn't get a chance to mention them outright. The Fraudiators, on the other hand, gotta figure out what's going on, how they want to rotate their DPS line, how to get Marvel in NA as fast as possible, and how to stop putting Lastro on the bench. It's concerning when they look flimsy on what was their strongest composition, and it's not all Marvel's fault, like Yaki was asleep at the wheel and other things like that, but he needs to be better moving forward for sure. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you like this video, be sure to subscribe for more Overwatch League content. Have yourself a good one. Deuces.